Hey everyone, so today I'm going to solve this problem with you. So once I'm done with this problem, my suggestion is you please try to solve integral 0 to pi x sine raised to 6x dx. So try to give a try on this problem and you have to comment the answer in the comment section. So that's what your job is. Okay, so now let's try to solve this problem. Now you can see there is a product of a variable, algebraic function and a trigonometry. Okay, so if you go by integration by parts, then it will take a lot of time to solve this problem. So what to do? So now to solve this one, I'm going to use three things. The first thing is the reflection principle. So what is reflection principle? It says that to integrate a function from a to b, then that is same as you integrate the function in place of x, you replace it by lower limit plus upper limit minus the variable. And when you solve this integration and the integral on the left side, both the sides are equal. So this is what the reflection principle says. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to use. After that, I'm going to use one of the allied angle. That means cos of pi by 2 plus theta. So what is cos of pi by 2 plus theta? It is nothing but your if you remember the thing well and good. Otherwise, you can use cos of a plus b. What is cos a plus b? It is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So it comes out to be minus sin theta. And after that, a very famous identity involving the beta function and the product of pth power of sin theta into qth power of cos theta. So when you have the limits from 0 to pi by 2, it says this is equal to half of beta of, this is the beta function, and pth power of sin theta. So we have p plus 1 by 2 and q is the power of cos theta. So it is q plus 1 by 2. So these are the three results that I'm going to use. So now let's first go for the reflection principle. So now let my I equal to integration 0 to pi x cos raised to 6x. This is what I have. But by reflection principle, this is same as your limits are same. You replace your x by upper limit plus lower limit plus upper limit minus x into cos raised to 6 pi minus x dx. Now what is this? This is nothing but 0 to pi minus x. Oh, so I think we will need one more allied angle. So now what is cos of pi minus theta? So this is the first allied angle we are going to use later on. And the second allied angle that I'm going to need is what is cos of pi minus theta. And it is nothing but minus of cosine theta. So if I use this, so this is nothing but minus of cos x. But since we're taking the sixth power, so it is again nothing but plus cos raised to 6x. Let me call the first one as equation 1 and this is equation 2. And if I add 1 plus 2, if I add 1 and 2, I plus I is 2i. And on the right hand side, I have 0 to pi. I have pi cos raised to 6x dx. That plus and minus x will go away. Now pi is constant, so I can take it outside. So what I have? I have 2i equal to pi integration 0 to pi cos raised to 6x dx. Now, if I want to use this beta function, the limits are 0 to pi by 2. But then I have 0 to pi. So what you do is you split this integral. Since pi by 2 lies between 0 to pi, you bring pi by 2 into the picture. Plus integration pi by 2 to pi cos raised to 6x dx. So that's the splitting we have done. Now what is this? If now you keep the first term as it is. Now here I want 0 to pi by 2. So what substitution you will do, you replace your say t, you bring a new variable t which is nothing but I will say x minus pi by 2 because I don't want pi by 2, I want 0. So if I do this substitution, what will I get? So here I have pi, the first term as it is. What will be the limit? So when x is pi by 2, t is 0. When x is pi, t is pi by 2. And what is cos of, what is my x now? It is t plus pi by 2. And what is my dx? My dx is same as dt. And now I'm going to use the previous allied angle which I just stated earlier. This one. Cos of pi by 2 plus theta is minus sin theta. So if I use that over here, I have 2y equal to pi integration 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to 6 theta d theta plus integration 0 to pi by 2. It was minus sign, but then again I'm taking the sixth power, so it is plus sine raised to 6 theta d theta. Cool. So now we can use the beta function. So here this is nothing but there is no sine term, so I can write this as sine raised to 0 theta, and this is cos raised to 6 theta d theta plus integration 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to 6 theta into cosine of raised to 0 theta d theta. Now what is this? This is pi times, what is this? If you remember, this is half of beta of p plus 1 by 2, my p is 0, and q plus 1 by 2, plus half times beta of p plus 1 by 2 comma q plus 1 by 2. That's the third identity I have used. Now I can take out 1 by 2 common, and what is this? This is beta of half comma 7 by 2 plus beta of 7 by 2 comma half. Okay, now there is one more nice property of beta function that one should know, and the property is the symmetric property. That is, beta of m comma n is always equal to beta of n comma m. So in this case, I have 2i equal to pi by 2, and it is what the stuff I have? I have 1 by 2, 7 by 2. So I can replace it. So it will be 2 times beta of 1 by 2 comma 7 by 2. So this is nothing but, so I is equal to pi by 2. Now what is beta of 1 by 2 into 7 by 2? There are plenty of ways to do. One of the relation is the gamma function that I'm going to use. So this is nothing but gamma of half plus 7 by 2. Those who don't know this relation, I have simply used this formula. Beta of m comma n is equal to gamma m into gamma n upon gamma of m plus n. So that's the formula I have used. And one more standard fact is gamma of 1 by 2 is root pi. Okay, so if I do this substitution over here, what I get? I get I equals pi by 2 into root pi into gamma of 7 by 2 whole divided by, I have gamma of 1 by 2 plus 7 by 2, which is nothing but gamma of 8 by 2, which is gamma of 4, and gamma of 4 is nothing but 3 factorial. So what I have, I is equal to pi root pi upon 12 into gamma of 7 by 2. Well, you can leave the answer over here, or what one can do is you can use this property of gamma function, that gamma of alpha plus 1 is alpha into gamma alpha. So now what is gamma of 7 by 2? I can write 7 by 2 as 5 by 2 plus 1. My here alpha is 5 by 2, so I have 5 by 2 into gamma of 5 by 2. And now again you write 5 by 2 as gamma of 3 by 2 plus 1. What is gamma of 3 by 2 plus 1? It is 3 by 2 into gamma of 3 by 2 by using this property. So this is 3 by 2. Now again I can write 3 by 2 as half plus 1. So what do I get is, it is 15 by 4, and this gamma of half plus 1 is half into gamma half. But what is gamma half? It is root pi. So it turns out to be gamma of 7 by 2 is nothing but 15 root pi by 8. So if you put this value over here, I have pi root pi by 12 into 15 root pi by 8. And well, this comes out to be pi square, and then 3 fours and 3 fives are. So 5 pi square by 32. So that's how one is supposed to solve such kind of problems. And well, if this part is clear, my suggestion is you please try to solve this problem and tell me what answer you are getting in the comment section. And if in this problem, if you have any doubt in any of the steps, then you can ask me that as well.